3,000 lawyer firm, you are going to have your expertise, and you are only going to do transaction of a particular nature or litigation of a particular area. But if you are a partner at a firm with, let's say, 30 or 40 attorneys, and you're aggressively trying to get clients all over the world, you're going to have to wear a lot of hats. And frankly, as being the head of global dispute resolution at Chuyên, which is one of Korea's major law firm doing everything, a full service firm, I would say maybe 50% of my work is international arbitration. 20 to 30% of my work is litigation overseas, cross-border litigation. And I still do a lot of transactional advice to multinational corporations, for example, a Australian banking company who's doing a due diligence on risk management in Korea. And I'm heading that big major project because of my experiences in-house and also my experience in anti-competitive FCPA and other areas. So I must say, where you are and where you come from really would hinge on, is it transferable? My personal experience, it's difficult for a transactional lawyer to do first-year litigation work. For example, I had a case where a fifth-year transactional lawyer came to help with one of my cases, and he forgot a proof of service. And he said, "What is that?" Proof of service, I cannot explain how can you not know proof of service. So there are some little basic things that even secretaries know how to do that that corporate lawyers do not know how to do. It's going to be difficult, and I cannot hold a client for 3 or 4 hours of trying to find out what a sample of proof of service is, right? So there are some things that just cannot be done. I think it's easier for dispute resolution lawyer to pick up corporate skills, and not necessarily 100%, but I think it's more difficult for corporate lawyers to learn the very daily routines of first-year litigation associate. So maybe it's not so bad that you get the first-year experience in courtrooms and whatnot, but I think at the end of the day, once you have practiced law for 20 or 30 years, you're good to have experience both, and you probably want to experience both to become more fully conversant with your client. So that's it. Maybe the fight. There is a question of, so being a litigator, are you more localized? Because there are certain, I mentioned Nasser Al-Habsi mentioned this morning that he's licensed to practice in multiple countries. Many people are not. So for myself, I am licensed in California, so I can only appear in the United States with Coex applications of my supporting colleagues. In Korea, I cannot even appear before court because I'm not a Korea or licensed attorney. So am I localized? Absolutely not, and I don't think that it is necessarily the number of overseas travels that you do, the number of foreign clients that you have, that determine what it is to be an international lawyer, what it means to be a global dispute resolution or dispute transactional worker. I think for myself, for instance, I worked with Nasser. Nasser, are you still in the room? Well, we didn't know that we were going to be speaking the same day, right there. He was speaking this morning. He and I are actually advising a Korean client at the moment involved in an international arbitration and a litigation and criminal proceeding in Oman.